Hey everyone, this is Jason from Modern Money Method. I'm going to keep this one short and sweet. I haven't revisited this chart that I was showing earlier in the year about my concern over house payments in relation to income in Pierce County, Washington. I want to revisit it. The 2022 median household income was $87,000 a year, which is $7,250 a month. And the last month I have on here is November because I felt this was the most critical. This is when rates were their highest, mortgage rates. And something incredible has happened. If you remember, in March, I was saying, hey, house prices are going to start stagnating. And the reason I made that call in March is because rates had gone up from 3.5 to 4.75. House prices were still going up at that point. But we had over a $500 housing payment jump in just 2 months, giving people a percentage of their gross income going to just the house payment, not housing in total, of 47.6% from 40.78%. And this payment is based on 10% down, fairly significant, with mortgage insurance, home insurance, and property taxes included. And why I want to show you that this is just unbelievable what has occurred in the last couple months is if you go way back here, I've got previous years over here. 2020, the median housing payment to income ratio was 36%. This was based on 2.875% interest rate. Median sales price $430, giving you a payment of $23.37 a month. We came from a low here in 2012 of approximately 26% of gross income going to the house payment. Now, a lot of people want to know, people claim now that they saw the housing crash and blah, blah, blah. Nobody was talking about it in 06. I'm telling you right now, everybody still thought it was gangbusters. They even thought it was gangbusters in 2007. I have hard proof that I was one of the early believers. I started unloading my houses in 2006 and 2007 that I owned. And what caused me concern being in the finance field was I saw the house payment in relation to income get up to 47, 48%, and I felt this was completely unsustainable. This is of gross income. So of net income, it's about 60%. So you're telling me that people are willing to spend, now you add in utilities, you're at maybe 65%, leaving only 35% of your income left over for the rest of life: cars, gas, medical, food, travel, whatever. Just seemed insane to me. And then the correction came. Interest rates and prices both came down to get the house payment over a few years back to a more reasonable level. And we stayed there for a few years. As incomes rose, house prices rose. But ever since 2020, we've been on this steady climb from 36% of your income to 39, 40, 42. We paused a tad in January, so I had hope. Look where we have gone now. We paused out, and with interest rates rising, house prices had to drop because people can't commit every dollar that they make to housing. So the housing payment stalled out at 36.50, 36.38, right at 50% of gross income going to the house payment. But then, amazingly, in November, as interest rates went up to 7%, house prices only dipped a little, and we're talking about an average mortgage payment in Pierce County, Washington of $3,807 a month right now, taking the average house price, average interest rate. This was November. So we did have a little bit of reprieve. Prices came down a tad more. Rates came back down to just below 6 briefly. But this is just unsustainable when you're talking about people were having a difficult time handling a low $2,000 house payment. And then they just climbed from 2,300 at the end of 2020, just a little over 2 years ago. They have climbed to 3,800. I don't care what people say. The average house payment has gone up $1,500 a month. Now, yes, you have 60, 70, 80% of the people are down here living with this house payment, but we are in a serious situation here because people who bought just a few years ago have, $1,500 to $2,000 house payments. Who is going to let go of that house under any circumstances to swap out for $3,800 for the same house? So we're talking median house to median house. This is not upgrading. You used to be able to step up to a bigger house, fancier neighborhood, all kinds of things for $500 more a month or something. So it was something that you could, justify. We have breached the 50% of gross income going to the house payment. This can't continue. See you later.